Today I'm going to discuss the most important chapter is Chocolate by Manju Kapur. Chocolate is the humorous story written by the Commonwealth Prize winner Manju Kapur in 2001 Delhi, which has been published in the Book of the Story Tales. Contemporary Indian woman, although the narrative style of the story is humorous, the matter with which the story deals with is serious. The story is based on the revenge of the Tara on her husband Abhay, which is more on feminist perspective. The story showcases some serious matters of life in a humorous way in order to show us patriarchal reality of Indian society. In Indian society, how each and every fault in a family ultimately rests on a woman. So by these two paragraphs, we comes to know that how in Indian society each and every fault in a family ultimately rests on a woman. फैमिली में कोई भी फॉल्ट होगा, कोई भी डिफ़िकल्टी होगी या कुछ किसी भी तरह की कोई भी प्रॉब्लम होती है या कोई भी फॉल्ट होता है, अल्टीमेटली रेस्ट हो जाता है ऑन द वुमन। ठीक है, विच शोज अस अ पार्टियार्चल रियलिटी ऑफ इंडियन सोसाइटी। इंडियन सोसाइटी में पार्टियार्चल एक बिहेवियर चलता है मैन टू मैन का, जिसमें अल्टीमेटली ऑल द मिस्टेक्स and faults in a family ultimately rest on a woman. A man support to the man, and nobody is here to support a female who is a woman. Everybody wants to support a male and a male gender society. It is the patriarchal society. So, Chocolate is the humor society written by the Commonwealth Prize winner Manju Kapoor in 2001 Delhi. मंजू कपूर जो है वो 2001 में एक प्राइज विनर रह चुकी हैं कॉमनवेल्थ की, एंड शी इज़ लिविंग इन दिल्ली एंड 2001 and which has been published in a book of stories contemporary Indian women, although the narrative style of the story is humorous. So lots of the story written in the humorous way. Okay, the matter with which the story deals with is serious. So lots of incidents happening in the Tara's life, and which is written by Manju Kapoor in the humorous way, and the story deals with this serious. Tara, Tara never took her life serious and always depended on her parents to make each and every decision in her life. When she was a child, she was sent to an all girl convent school with which she learned dance and music as her mother told her to do that. This ability added her grace. In her college life, she again chose an all girls college and English honors as her major. So here the Tara, who always take his life decision, um, and always depend on her parents to make each and every decision in her life. When she was a child, she always sent to an all girl convent school with which she learned dance and music as her mother told her to do that. This ability added her grace. In her college life, she again chose an girls' college and English honors as her major. Abhay and Tara are husband and wife, but Abhay doesn't like the fact that his wife is fat and waddles around. He even say it on her face and make her cry. In an argument between the Tara and Abhay is the one who get to say the last word, thus showing his dominance. So here Abhay and Tara, who are the husband and wife, and doesn't like the fact Abhay always ready to make an argument with her, and Abhay doesn't like the fact that his wife is fat and wordless around. He even say it on her face and make her cry. In an argument between Tara and Abhay is the one who get to say the last words, thus showing his dominance. So Abhay is a very dominated husband who always ready to make her cry and say that she is very fat and weightless around. Although Tara is the one who end up in a tear in such fight, she is much concerned about controlling her weight. She wants to be slim to suit her husband's personality and give him no chance to complain, but she loves chocolate, can't live without them. Her last feast of chocolate was from Europe and consisted of several flavors and varieties. She loved those chocolate and that much that even if she was not eating them, she could still feel there in her mouth. Although Tara is one who end up in tears in such fight, Tara is much concerned about controlling her weight and she want to be slim to suit her husband's personality and give him no chance to complain. But she loves chocolate and can't live without them. Her last feast of chocolate was from. Although Tara is one who end up in tears in such fight, she is much concerned about controlling her weight. Tara and Abhay visited to the doctor. Abhay's family was eagerly waiting for them to have a child but had to wait a long before agreeing that it will only help it of medical intervention. Tara was the one who was sent to the doctor, but her report made it clear that she was all right. Now it was the Abhi's turn to visit a doctor. He straightly refused. So after Tara's second time arguing with Abhay, he finally agrees to go to the doctor and found that the problem is with him, not with her only, but she decided to keep it a secret. So Abhay keep a secret. He is not able to he is not uh, able to have a baby according to the medical intervention. So he keep it secret. The divine intervention. Abhay refuses to take the medical intervention and sends Tara to have divine intervention. Tara crawls on her hands and knees to Vaishno Devi and shrinks. Her mother-in-law finds it right, whereas the Tara has to face the crying, crooning comments like from the pupils, like she always uh, ready to has to face the crooning comments from the pupils, and she still wears stones on fingers and neck. When everything fails, Abhay start feeding Tara's chocolates. So Abhay refuses to take the medical intervention as he know the problem is with him, but he keep it secret and he asks Tara to go to the medical intervention and send Tara to have a divine intervention. So Tara crawls on her knees and hands वो वैष्णो देवी जाने का प्लान करती है and shrinks and her mother-in-law find it right whereas the Tara has to face the screening comments from the people. बहुत लोग उसको कमेंट करते थे कि why she is not able to get a baby and what is the problem with her. So she decided to go to the Vaishno Devi for the divine intervention. She still wears stones on finger and necks. She desperately wants to get a baby, and that's why she wears the stones and finger. She wears the stones and fingers and neck. When everything fails, Abhay starts feeding Tara's chocolates. So अभय ने अपना सीक्रेट को कीप करते हुए तारा को चॉकलेट्स खिलाना शुरू कर दिया एंड शी स्टार्ट्स फीडिंग चॉकलेट्स. Tara bust Abhay affairs. Abhay always used to get a Tara large amount of chocolate from his every trip. From one day Tara asked him that why they all the same peppermint flavor. Abhay replied that those were the only one that the airport got, but the Tara knew that the airport had a lots of variety of flavors. Tara revenge. Gave up on the chocolate. Tara loses weight and becomes very slim. She decided to take the revenge on Abhay. She started a salwar kameez and joined Mr. Single cooking classes. And Tara looked cooking, loved cooking very much and find it to be the one thing she was ever good at. She started feeding Abhay wonderful dishes. Abhay likes her dishes so much and he even calls her friend for super. And he started gaining weight and Tara started adding more and more cream cheese in her dishes. So here Tara wants to take the revenge from the Abhay as he continuously feeding her chocolates in order to get make her more fat and more ugly. And now Tara is wanted to take a revenge from her. Giving up on the chocolate, Tara loses weight and become very slim. And she decided to take the revenge on Abhay. She started wearing salwar kameez and joined Mr. Single's cooking classes. Tara loved cooking very much and wanted to be the only one she was ever good at. She started feeding Abhay wonderful dishes. Abhay likes her dishes so much and he even calls her his friend and for supper. He started gaining weight and Tara started adding more and more cream and cheese in her dishes. Abhay affairs break up due to his weight and his color start fading. It was a time when Abhay started waddling and Tara complained, but she still did not feel satisfied. In order to have her revenge, she needed to have an affair. From that, she chooses Abhay friends who dropped some hints early to be a perfect prey. She gets pregnant with his help and clever enough to end their relationship in time, thus leave no traces behind. Abhay appears break up due to his weight and his color start fading. It was a time when the Abhay started waddling and Tara complained about. Um, she said she still didn't feel satisfied. In order to have revenge, she needed to have an affair. So after that, she's not feeling satisfied with this. That now Abhay is looking fat and badly. He she wants to in order to have a revenge. She needed to have an affair. From that, she chooses Abhay's friend. So she making a relationship with his friend and take her revenge on Abhay as he had in a relationship with the other woman, so she wants to take an revenge. Who dropped some hint earlier to be a perfect prey. She gets pregnant with the help and clever enough to end up the relationship in time. So she end up the relationship in a time and clever enough to end up their relationship. So thus leave no traces behind. So nobody is here who knows that Tara had an affair with Abhay's friend and get pregnant with him. Mm. When Abhay suspected, Tara told her that maybe it is his improvement in his health and that help her getting pregnant. But Abhay still spies on her to find nothing as Tara has already cleared her affair. So Abhay wants to know everything, and Abhay still spies on her to find nothing as Tara has already cleared her affair. So Abhay suspect Tara told her that maybe it is an improvement in his health and help her getting pregnant. So when Tara's baby is born, she sings lullabies of route warriors and wants her educated to be career oriented, which will make her independent and not weak. So तारा यहाँ पे अपने बेबी को लूलू अबिस मतलब स्टोरीज सुनाती है और प्राउड बैरियर्स की एंड वांट्स हर एजुकेशन to be career oriented which will make her independent not weak. So the conclusion of the story is here that Chocolate is the human story, and the story is based on the revenge of the Tara on her husband. In order to have her revenge, she needed to have an affair, which is more on feminist perspective. And the story showcases some serious matter of the life in a humorous way in order to show thus the patriarchal feudal in the Indian society, and in the Indian society how each and every fault in a family ultimately rests on a woman. So when something is wrong, and something happening wrong, and there is a fault of someone, it ultimately goes on a woman, because it is a patriarchal society, and man to man, man always favor a man, and always ready to support a man, because uh, mm, they this is a patriarchal society rules for the woman, and the woman is always ready to suffer all these things. And here we have some question answer about that. What is the significance of chocolate Manju Kapoor stories? And first of all, you have to write the chocolates, like introduction of a chocolate chapter and the introduction of a Manju Kapoor's, and you have to follow the same structure. And so now you have to write about all the things when she wins the Commonwealth Prize winner, and when which has been published in the book stories tales contemporary Indian women, although the narrative style of the story is humorous and the matter with which the story deals with the is serious. The story is based on the revenge of Tara on her husband Abhay, which is more on the feminist perspective. The story showcases some serious matter of life in a humorous way in order to show us the patriarchal role of Indian society. In the Indian society, how each and every fault in a family ultimately rests on a woman. So Tara never took her life seriously and always depended on her parents and make each and every decision with the help of her parents and decision in her life. When she was a child, she was sent to a girl convent school, and now she again sent to a girls college, and she learned dance and music as her mother told her to do that. She These ability and grace and this kind of things are happening in her life. Abhay and Tara's are the husband and wife, but Abhay doesn't like the fact that his wife is fat and Bartlett's around, and even say it on her face and make her cry in an argument between the Tara and Abhay, and the last word, and thus showing his dominance. So now we have Abhay as Tara's is the one who end up in a tears in such fight, and she is much concerned about the controlling her weight, and she wants to be a slim to suit her husband personality and give him no chance to complain, but she loves chocolates and can't live without him. Her last feast of chocolate was from Europe and consisted of several flavor and varieties. She loved those chocolate and thirst that much that even if she was not eating them, she could still feeling there in her mouth. Tara and Ame visited to a doctor, and Ame's family was eagerly waiting for them to have a child, but had to wait too long before agreeing that it will only have of medical intervention. So and both are trying and waiting so long. So family asked them for the medical intervention. Tara was the one who was sent to the doctor first, and her report is normal, and now it was Abhish's turn to visit a doctor. He strictly refused it. So now Tara is second time arguing with her husband, and he is agreeing to go to the doctor and found the problem with him only, but he decided to keep it secret. So यहाँ पे जो प्रॉब्लम है वो अभी के साथ है, एंड बट ही keep it secret, and he asked her to go to the divine intervention. So Tara decided to go to the Vaishno Devi and Shrin. Her mother-in-law find it right, whereas Tara has to face the greeny comments from the pupils. So यहाँ पे तारा का जो रिवेंज है उसके बारे में पता चल गया है। Tara bust affair, Abhay's affair. Abhay always used to get Tara large amount of chocolate from his ever trip, but one day Tara asked him why they all the same peppermint flavor, and as Abhay is involved with the other woman, and he wants to get her more fatty, and in order to do that he decided to feed her more chocolate, and Abhay replied that those were the only one that the airport got, and Tara knew that the airport had a lots of variety of flavor. So यहाँ पे तारा ने revenge लिया है. She started cooking her wonderful dishes and adding cream on it, as he wants to make her husband fat and waddling and wordless around. So now she refused to. Um, she start wearing salwar kameez and joined his mistress single cooking classes. And now she is not satisfied with the as by her dishes. Abhay getting weddless and fatty. Now she wants to get an affair with anyone, because as her husband get in affair with other women, uh, in order to take her revenge, she make a relationship with Abhay's friends and getting pregnant by him, and she take her revenge completely, and clear his relationship in on time, as nobody find that, and Abhay is also not able to find any kind of a trace behind her, as he finished on the time. So when Abhi suspected, Tara told her that maybe it is the improvement in his health and her helper getting pregnant. Abhi still spices on her to find nothing, as Tara has already cleared her affair. So when the Tara baby born, she sings Lulu babies for proud warriors and want her educated to be a career oriented, and which will make her independent, not weak. So, what is the significance of the chocolate Manju Kapur's story? So, you have to write all these things and follow the same structure of the answer. You have to explain all the things. You can't escape anything. First of all, introduction of a chocolate chapter and Manju Kapur, and and now the introduction of a Tara's life, and how she grew up, with always taking decision with with her parents and all that thing, and which kind of a relationship of a husband and wife is shown here. And you have to also write about all these things, and now you have to write about the Tara's revenge, as on her husband, or now after the revenge, and um how she get pregnant with the relationship with his Abhay's friends, and make it all the things clear, and never she cleared her affair, or now all the things are happening in a very good manner. So Tara have a baby, and now she wants to tell him various stories and educate her, and want to and she wants to make her um, independent and not a weak. So chocolate यहाँ पे conclusion में ही है हमारा. So you have to write a conclusion in your own words also, and you have to explain all the things, like here is a family's perspective, and the story, the written writing style of a story is a humorous way. ठीक है. And the story, how the story deals with a matter serious. So now we have a second question. What did Tara think about food and chocolate? So now you have to write. You have to follow the same structure of the answer, but now I have to come on the main answer of the. And now the main answer is that although Tara is one who end up in tears, she fights. She is much concerned about controlling her weight. She wants to be slim to suit her husband's personality and give him no chance to complain, but she loves chocolate and can't live without them. Her last feast of chocolate was from the Europe and consisted of several flavor and variety. She loved those chocolate and that much that even if she was not eating them, she could still feel there in her mouth. So in this kind of concern is here of Tara about the chocolate. So how the food and chocolates help her to take her revenge on her husband. So I hope you like this video, which is very important according to your examination point of view. Thank you so much.